So what's up, guys? I'm just at work again. I apologize if there's any background noise in this video. I have a space heater going back there, but I kind of need it right now. For anyone who watched the last work vlog I did, I mentioned bipolar ass Western New York weather, and we're experiencing some of that right now. I'll have to check the actual temperature, but I'll put it up on the screen somewhere. I tried to get a couple clips too. It's a little light, so you can't really see it, but the rain has turned to light snow within the last hour or so. Anyway, I'm probably just gonna keep this one really short and a little vague because I plan on doing a further video about this, a more in-depth video, but I wanted to get a little EDC video out today. Or probably tomorrow. Today's Thursday, and this video will probably be posted late Friday afternoon. Yeah, I'm running out of stuff to say here, and like I said, I'm at work, so I still do have some stuff to do. Let's get to it. So before we get into that EDC content, I just want to mention again how the weather is affecting a lot of my content creation lately. I don't know if you could tell just by the way I'm dressed, but today has also not been as dead as I hoped. Right at the end of that last clip there, I had to run outside and it got cut off. That's probably going to happen quite a few times today. I was expecting a slow day because of the weather, and generally Thursdays are a pretty slow day for me. And there we go again with a customer. Alright guys, before I have to apologize a million times for this sloppy video, I'm probably just going to get to the EDC part. Not going to do a full in-depth review because, as I said, I'd like to do one of those fairly soon, but I kind of just want to stay active on YouTube right now, even if it means these, bullshit little videos. Anyway, let me show you my EDC bag. Had to turn off that heater first, far too much background noise. So here's the bag again. I showed this in the last work vlog I did, and it's nothing special, it's got the molly webbing on the front and honestly pretty much everywhere on it. It's a sling style bag, so it doesn't have normal backpack straps, it just has the shoulder sling. Also, I apologize for these angles. I'm actually doing this pretty close down to the floor. It's basically the only clear spot I have to do it at the moment. So one problem I have with some of these molly webbing pouches is that with any little resistance, they'll come unbuckled. So this one's usually pretty sturdy, but right now it's just hanging off because I've been taking it, in and out of the car. On this side, I don't have as many problems. Maybe it's just because it's the water bottle, it's not as heavy, or maybe it doesn't get caught as much. But either way, that's a little annoying sometimes. They haven't fallen off yet, but I've had to adjust them maybe 3 times in the 2 weeks I've had this bag. And here we go with another customer. And now back to the bag. So as I said, I'm not going to be going too in-depth with this because I plan on making a dedicated EDC video. So for today, we're just going to be focusing on the main compartment mostly, and a few extra little things I like to carry daily. Whew, that sucked. Alright, so sorry about that, but back to the bag. I'm going to show you the main components. I'm just going to lay them all out, show you the main compartment, and then a few extra little things that I like to make sure I have every day. Other than that, I'm just going to go with some honorable mentions, let's call it, because you'll see more in-depth into my first aid kit and whatnot in the dedicated EDC video. So jumping back into it, these are the main contents of the main compartment of my EDC bag. As you can see, there's clothes, a couple tech essentials, a blade, as well as some cordage and some body wipes. Tech essentials is pretty much just my headphones and a charger. I have an iPhone, so lightning cable, and these are Samsung buds. I think they're the OG ones, a couple years old. Like I said, over here, socks and underwear, nothing special. This is actually an extra pair of pants. I'm going to show these in my spring gear video probably, these thin Ozark Trail hiking pants, as well as this thin Ozark Trail packable rain jacket. Like I said, in addition, just some face and body wipes. These are cheap dollar store ones, so won't break the bank. This is just a 50-foot roll of cordage. It's not like your standard paracord. I can't remember what this is actually called, but I just like to have some sort of cordage in my EDC. And then last, but definitely not least, is my Buck 119 special. This is the 75th anniversary edition. I carry this pretty much everywhere I go, just in case I need something bigger than a pocket knife, and that is my favorite fixed blade I own by far. A couple other things that I carry in that main compartment would be things that I'm using right now, like this hat and these gloves, as well as usually some food and snacks and a couple drinks, and another customer. So time for my second, oh wow, that looks terrible. That's better. Okay, so time for my second apology. I do have to apologize for the shoddiness of this video, the back and forth that's going on. If I'm speaking a little quick or going over things a little too fast. I did want to keep this vague, like I said, but once again, it's also been a busier day than I expected. You know, so having to run out between customers and come back in and shoot a couple clips, you know, I've been at this for about an hour and a half already. And just as I went to record the next part of this video, my phone died. I'm just shooting these on my phone at work. I got a couple GoPros and a couple mounts. I'd like to make these videos a little bit better in the future, but I just have my phone on me, and like I said, I'm doing this mostly for fun. Either way, I'm going to show you guys the remainder of the stuff I plan to show you over here. Alright, so to start out, one thing that I'm not going to get into today, but I want to mention because it's probably one of my favorite parts of my EDC pack, would be this little bag that you guys saw falling off of the back in the beginning of the video. A lot of these MOLLE webbing bags will come with these little pouches attached, just give you a little bit of extra storage. And what I decided to utilize this one for was my survival and first aid kit. Like I said, I won't go too into it in this video, but like, I mean, as you can see, there's a mini flashlight on the outside of it. It's not the brightest flashlight in the world. It's on there pretty sturdy though. There we go. It's got this adjustment. Like I said, not the brightest, but it's better than nothing, and it's actually better than my phone flashlight too. Other than that, I like to carry some stormproof matches in there. Ooh, I really don't want to unpack this right now. Kind of see in there a little bit. Got a glow stick, an emergency poncho, some gauze and bandages, some tape. Of course, some pain relievers in there. And honestly, my favorite part, or one of the cooler parts in my opinion, something that'll probably get its own video or short at the very least, would be this little survival tin I put together. I don't know if you guys seen the videos that people will be doing with, what are the mints? Altoids tin survival kits. I didn't have an Altoids tin, but my brother picked up one of these cigarette case type little metal tins, so I stole it. You can see I put a little thing on there, a little sticker that says survival. I'm pretty sure that started out as a sticker that said Everlit Survival, which is just a brand that I bought my main first aid kit from. But yeah, you can see I got it wrapped in paracord, just some cheap paracord that I'm pretty sure came with like an Ozark Trail like knife set or something. But yeah, a little sneak peek of what's in there. Not going to show you anything today, but look out for that in the future. Because like I said, that's one of my favorite parts of this kit. So this component isn't too packed or heavy, but it has all the essentials that I already had on hand. I haven't purchased anything to put in this kit yet, and obviously I haven't shown you guys the extent of the kit, but if anyone has any recommendations for first aid or survival items that might fit in a little pack like this, feel free to comment below. Other than that, I just got a few day-to-day items that I like to carry, nothing interesting, but just something I'd like to show in this vague little video, if that's not another customer. It is. Okay, sorry about that. Like I said, it's been a little busy today. I'm kind of surprised. Tips have been all right though. All right, anyway, let's get back to what I was just talking about a second ago. Okay, so a few little things that I just like to have every day that probably won't be too interesting, but gives you a little bit of a look into, you know, my day-to-day. Starting with this. This is just a 20-ounce Ozark Trail again, water bottle. I like to have this on me because it's, you know, insulated, so I can put ice in it, keep a drink cold all day. I don't tend to drink this throughout the day. I usually bring a bottle of water or another drink with me as well, but it's definitely nice to have. In addition to bringing water with me pretty much everywhere I go, I like to have something like this too. These are Mio, if anyone's ever heard of it. They have different brands too, but it's just the little water flavoring. Got a big one of the lemonade. And then one I actually really like a lot more than the lemonade that doesn't come in the big container is the, oh, is it gonna focus? Orange vanilla. So I like to have a few of those on me at all times. In addition to those, I always like to have a little thing of hand sanitizer on me too. And sometimes when I'm at work, I'll fill it up with a big one. You know, other than that, it's pretty important in my opinion to have some money with you all the time. And you know, not a lot, obviously. I just like to carry a few different things with me, and that's definitely one of them. I obviously carry my wallet every day. This usually stays in my bag. But then I also like to carry some cash on me, and this is just my tips from a couple days ago, so it's like a couple ones, couple fives, nothing special, maybe like 25 bucks. And then obviously, you know, you got your debit cards and whatnot in your wallet as well. That's pretty much all I'd like to show you guys from my EDC bag today, because for the third or fourth time, I'm going to be making a dedicated video to it at some point. Part of why I decided to do this today was because my week had been a little bit hectic after that last work vlog. Without going into too much detail, I've mentioned a few things, you know, life updates that I haven't actually mentioned on the channel yet. One of which being is that my grandmother is actually in a physical rehab facility right now. She's all good. She's just old and doesn't have the greatest mobility. She's been there for a little over a week now. We've been visiting and dealing with that. In addition to that, I'm looking into moving right now. I just got, you know, I don't mean to sound lazy or anything, but I have so much going on that I haven't really had a lot of time to think about my next video or plan it out. But with the lack of those videos coming out this week as I had hoped, I just kind of wanted to do something today. I hope this video hasn't been too overly boring. I'm hoping some of you will be excited about future videos, about an actual dedicated planned EDC video, because that's been an interest of mine lately is, you know, EDC survival kits. I'd like to put together a few more of those as well, make some videos on that, as well as just get some generally better equipment. Like I mentioned a minute ago, I'm using my iPhone to record these vlogs, and I have a pretty deep voice, so the mic picks it up almost as background noise. I've done a little bit of research on this. You know, mid and low frequencies, which like deeper voices tend to have, don't do well with your basic iPhone mics or camera mics. I do have a couple GoPros and a couple media mods, so hopefully that will help out a little bit. I also plan on getting some lav mics pretty soon. Anyway, just updates for the future, you know, stuff I want to do, stuff I want to make these videos better. I'm probably just going to sit down and eat dinner soon, and then I'm probably going to close the video out. I don't have much more to show today, if anything, and like I said so many times by now, it's not as dead as I thought it was today. Catch you guys back in a little bit. Alright guys, I haven't even got to finish my dinner yet, and I already just had 2 more customers. I only got about 45 minutes left here, or half hour maybe. Either way, I'm going to close this out here. Thank you all for watching. I hope this wasn't terribly boring, and I hope you look forward to my dedicated EDC video coming soon. Anyway guys, thanks for tuning in to McClure Outdoors. Another work vlog, but still McClure Outdoors. Catch y'all later.